Welcome back to the Geo Review, Episode 6, LeBron Watch, officially over. I'm joined by some familiar voices today, and Andrew, Fenichel, and Jake. How we doing, boys?
We're shook. At least I'd say I'm shook. I'm in Canada right now. And meanwhile, back home, people are like gathering outside of Staples Center as we speak.
Rioting in the streets.
It's a celebration.
Oh, and it's real too. Like, what? The news broke around, I want to say 5:30 Pacific or so, right? About 8:30, about 2 hours ago.
So 8:30 by the relevant time zone, yep.
No, 5:30 the relevant time zone.
But
No, yeah.
Anyway.
there is nothing relevant about the eastern half of the United States anymore. It's over. That was canceled as of 1 hour ago.
East Coast versus West Coast conference, let's be real. Anyway, I went to take my dog on a walk, and I literally heard people shouting in their backyards and cheering. So, like, it's a real thing here in LA County.
It's a real thing. I was taking a bath. I was just trying to relax. We had just gotten back from Stanley Park. It's beautiful. It's nature. It's whatever. And my sister, of all people, my little sister yells through the bathroom door, "Jake, LeBron's coming to LA." And I was so, like, thrown off. I was like, "Oh, really?" And she was like, "Are you dead?" So I'm still trying to process this because it is sending shockwaves throughout the sports world, of course, but especially throughout Los Angeles. This is a big deal, needless to say.
4 years, $154 million. As we talked about a little bit before, less than what Chris Paul would end up getting. Though I think Chris Paul is the head of the players' union. He kind of has to do that, you know. He has to go get that big contract. It's part of the deal. But also, what do you guys think LeBron saw in coming to the Lakers? Was it the team itself and the cap space, or was it the fit and the family and just being in LA, living the lifestyle? Andrew, you're pointing a finger. Go for it.
Oh, you want? Okay, I was gonna tell Jake to go first because I have a big take on this.
Oh, okay. I can go. I can
Jake,
make it.
Jake, go
I
first.
think mine's fairly simple. Nathan, you lived in Los Angeles, right?
I did, sort of, in the burbs.
Okay. If you gone back to Los Angeles since?
No, I have not.
I tweeted this at Peter this way. Come back to Los Angeles. Spend a week there. And then you will understand why LeBron wanted to return to the greatest city in the United States of America, except for New York, of course. But, like, do you really want to play for the Knicks? Just say.
Okay, so you kind of
It's really nice in the winter.
You kind of stole my take a little bit. Essentially, this decision has nothing to do with the Lakers as a roster. I mean,
Nothing.
You would tell me one reason why the Lakers have a more compelling basketball argument than the Philadelphia 76ers to LeBron.
Well, it's the cap space, too.
The Sixers have full max money available. I mean, tell me why the Pelicans don't have a more compelling basketball argument to pitch to LeBron. The Rockets, any team, this Lakers roster is not good. I think the reason why LeBron wanted to be in LA is it's for the culture of LA. Essentially, and it's all about his family. This is my big take. This is what I kind of realized.
There we go. Name drop Sierra Canyon. We're waiting for it.
I'm telling you, Bronny 3 weeks ago, I forgot who exactly it
Bron
was.
gang.
There's a report that Bronny intended to go play for Sierra Canyon, which is a big basketball powerhouse in... where exactly is it in LA, Jake? I don't know, somewhere around the LA area. It's where Marvin Bagley went.
It's out in the valley. It's
Exactly. It's where Cassius Stanley now plays, Kenyon Martin Jr. It's basically this big new basketball school. It's kind of gotten hot in the last few years, and there was a report that Bronny wanted to play there. And so now, obviously, that's an official report. I'm sure he's going to play there. But think about it this way. A lot of experts have been saying that by the year 2021, high schoolers will be able to go straight to the NBA. That is a big rumor that's been going around. LeBron just signed a 4-year contract. Next year, Bronny is a freshman at Sierra Canyon, meaning in 4 years, Bronny will be drafted by some team most likely. It looks like that, right? I don't want to put too much pressure on this kid, but it's looking like he's a good bet to be a solid NBA player. Meaning in 4 years when LeBron's contract is up, not only will he be able to coach and father his son through high school, but he will be in position to sign with whatever team LeBron James Jr. gets drafted, and he will be able to fulfill his passion and want to play with his son.
If only the Unplugged podcast had a James family correspondent on the ground in Akron who was familiar with Bronny and Savannah and the patriarch himself, LeBron. That would be really convenient. We'll work our sources. We'll find a way.
I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I think it makes so much sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's certainly not coming to the Lakers for basketball reasons.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I think you really looked at Lonzo Ball and LeVar Ball and said, yes, this is where I want to be. Now, he already lives in Los Angeles, right? He's got a house in Brentwood. It's a great place to be. It's a great franchise to play for. It seems like a no-brainer to me.
I mean, it is. It's a no-brainer as far as the location. I don't understand it exactly, and I think where a lot of people are confused by his decision is that LeBron James, the one thing keeping him from Jordan is 3 versus 6. It's his 3 titles, and this move, I mean, bring Kawhi, and even before Paul George signed that monster contract with the Thunder, I said bring all 3 of them. They're still not beating the Warriors, so I don't get it.
LeBron isn't trying to be better than MJ at this point. All right, if you don't think he's better than Michael Jordan at this point, you never will. It's that simple. LeBron doesn't care anymore. LeBron has entered full IDGAF mode. He doesn't care. He is living his best life. He is going where Bronny will live his best life. He is going where Savannah will live her best life. And he's going, most importantly, where he will live his best life.
Let's give Bryce some love, too.
Oh, there's another one?
Yeah, that's Bronny, Savannah, Bryce. I think in that order.
Oh. Oh,
Well,
shout out to Bryce. Bryce will love it here, too.
Highlights of the 2 younger James brothers today as while waiting for LeBron to make his decision.
I don't know if he's going to be playing with his son in Staples. I mean, that'd be pretty surreal.
Well, no, I'm not saying not necessarily in Staples. I'm just saying he's here for 4 years.
If LeBron James' son is playing in the league, no one is going to deny him that. The only organization that would deny him that would be the Philadelphia 76ers. And let me tell you why. It's because we learned over the NBA draft that the Philadelphia 76ers are a cold-hearted, cold-blooded organization. What they did to Mikal Bridges is unforgivable. Once you burn that bridges, you can never rebuild it. I will never forgive them for giving them. He gave him his dream, and they took it away. He had the Sixers hat on. They took it away. Unforgivable. I don't care how many burner accounts you need to tweet that from. Unforgivable.
Okay, that was just a terrible move for so many reasons, though. I mean, forget Bridges' home dream and story. Why'd the Sixers do that? I don't know. Anyway.
It made no sense. Go to the other pod last week, listen to that. You can hear me and Jake talk about it. Jake GL, that would be. But anyway, on to LeBron, yeah. So we've said that this roster, we really don't think it's capable of competing. But do you guys think they have a shot at Kawhi?
Yeah. I think that's another done deal.
Okay, hold on. I have no doubt that Kawhi wants to come to LA. I do have a doubt that the Spurs would be willing to send him to a Western Conference foe.
Because the Spurs still think they can compete for the next 5 years. The Spurs window closed when Duncan retired. I don't care.
West Ham doesn't think they can win the Premier League. That still doesn't mean they're not going to sell their best player to Tottenham or Arsenal or Chelsea. They're a local rival. It's the same sort of deal here.
No, that's different. At this point, the Lakers and the Spurs are not rivals. I mean,
they're both competing together.
Kawhi does not want to be in San Antonio. I don't think he'll try. I would be surprised if he even played next year.
Oh, no, he doesn't want to be in San Antonio, but you still have... He's got 15 options. He has 15 options. To apparently the more relevant time zone in the United States.
Look,
if that's appealing to anyone.
I think LeBron's a mastermind. I think we can all agree on that. And because of that, I find it hard to believe that he would sign on to the Lakers without any guarantee of any other moves happening.
Okay, maybe another move will happen. That doesn't mean it's going to be Kawhi.
But
I'm just
LeBron's got to know. There's no way LeBron waited and just to sign his contract and just without knowing nothing else is going to happen with this roster. They just signed Contavious Caldwell-Pope again. They just re-signed him. There's no... something's wrong here. Something's missing. This seems like a weak move by LeBron.
LeBron's been playing the long game, though. Let's be real. Like, remember when we were talking about way back with that Lakers-Cavs trade with Isaiah Thomas involved, Larry Nance, and Jordan Clarkson? We were like, but, like, what if LeBron was all behind this because he knew that this would clear up cap space in LA so that he could go to LA just in time when Isaiah's contract would run out and they would be able to pay him in the Lakers. And that's exactly what happened. So LeBron's playing a long game here. I don't think
He's playing 3D chess.
Yeah. And the Eastern Conference is playing, like, I don't know, kickball.
It'll be interesting to see, all these Lakers fans saying how good Brandon Ingram is and how much he developed towards the end of the year, especially in trade talks about Kawhi. Oh, he's such a good piece. Yeah, give us Kawhi. And then as soon as Brandon Ingram steps on the court with LeBron, everyone's like, oh, what do you know again? LeBron's teammates suck. But no, I like Ingram a lot personally. I think he's going to be really good. But
may I share with you my initial reaction as a Laker fan?
Mm-hmm.
Because I should be celebrating right now, and I'm not. And I was like disappointed when I heard it. I told you my sister thought I was dead. Like, this feels like cheating. This is me not being able to delude myself any longer into believing that the Lakers aren't the bad guys. Because we clearly are. There's no escaping it at this point. Like, this isn't fair. Like, it just doesn't feel right. We were supposed to build it from the ground up. We were supposed to do it, I don't know, the right way. Through a draft. Or even through, like, I don't know, good free agents. My dream for the Lakers was always to reunite Russell Westbrook and Kevin Love in Los Angeles. That was always, we were going to reunite every UCLA player with the Lakers. It was going to be Drew Holiday, it was going to be Trevor Ariza, it was going to be Kevin Love, it was going to be Russell Westbrook.
Aaron Holiday.
Tyler
It was going to be
Honeycutt.
great. We don't talk about Tyler Honeycutt. It was a dark time.
The big question now, though, the big free agency pieces have fallen, except for there's some names. Again, Kawhi, not a free agent, but DeMarcus Cousins, who you guys spoke very highly of before early in the year. Of course, me hating on him a little bit. Next week he tears his Achilles. Many guys have come back from Achilles injuries recently and have not been the same player. Boogie's a guy who really depends on being faster than his opponents, being very dynamic, not always the best defender. So, is he that? Should the Lakers pay him a max contract to match a superstar with LeBron?
Okay, I'll start. Well, first of all, they're not going to give him a multi-year max. Right now, if the Lakers sign Cousins, it's going to be a one-year deal. And for fair reason. Like you said, an Achilles injury, it's very tough to come back from 100%. And not just in basketball. I mean, we've seen it even with guys like Ryan Howard, if you guys remember, with the Phillies after he slipped on first base for the final out in the playoffs that one year. Never came back the same. Right?
Wesley Matthews.
It was like when Prince Fielder went
Exactly.
vegetarian. Never came back the same.
So it's very risky. Now, Cousins, you guys know I'm a huge Cousins fan. I would still want, I mean, my whole big thing is I want the Wizards to trade for him. I want the Wizards to do a sign and trade, essentially Otto Porter for DeMarcus Cousins. Now, that's not going to happen because it's a very risky move, but I think the potential dividend could be huge with a guy like Boogie.
I don't even know. Like, it's still so much to process at this point. Like, I don't even know if I want this to happen. Like, we were already on Twitter, and the LeBron stans are testing my patience.
It's just
Every
time we see LeBron in those rendered jerseys.
I mentioned
purple
this
and
to you
gold,
earlier.
it's so weird.
Not even the king can change time. Time waits for no man. Let me
Except
tell
for
you
Tom
something.
Brady.
That's the referee. You have a generation of Lakers fans, including myself, for whom Kobe Bryant defined that franchise and that city. I mean, we're talking about a guy who had such an impact on people's lives because of the way he enthralled us and dazzled us and entertained us. That you had, in the throes of Me Too, Mayor Eric Garcetti congratulating and greeting Kobe Bryant, who isn't exactly as of a clean slate in that category, at Staples Center for his retirement ceremony. That is an icon he was as a figure. So for the fact that people are already coming out of the woodwork talking about some LeBron's now a better Laker than Kobe, no.
That
No.
happened quickly. That really happened quickly.
They need to go back to whatever basement they're tweeting from in Akron, Ohio, and be quiet. Because that's not how things work in Los Angeles, California. For people of this generation. LeBron's better than Kobe, yes, but LeBron's not a better Laker than Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was a Laker. Always was, always will be. LeBron retired in Staples Center.
I have a hard time thinking LeBron's remembered for anything other than 3-1 at this point. I feel like that's his legacy, winning it for Cleveland. Anyway, we talked about those other dominoes. Just going quickly around the league. How do you guys feel about Paul George's return to OKC? It was such a guarantee for so long. He was going to LA. I've kind of been on the bandwagon that he'd always be returned to OKC this whole year. Started getting reported about a month ago that he was really serious about it. Announced it in pretty epic fashion too, no? But are the Thunder are going to be in crazy luxury tax debt? Are they in a championship window right now? Was it a smart move by Paul George?
In the East, maybe. Not in the West. I think that him staying in Oklahoma City speaks to the true power of friendship, because there is no denying that Russell Westbrook and Paul George have the most unstoppable bromance in the NBA. This man convinced
Are you kidding me? Tobias Harris and Boban Marjanovic.
Tobias Harris didn't convince Boban Marjanovic to spend the rest of his NBA career, or at least for the foreseeable future, in Oklahoma City when he could have moved to Los Angeles, California, and play with LeBron James. That's a powerful bromance. That is
DeAndre Jordan
borderline
and emojis
marriage.
have a pretty good bromance too. Andrew, what's your take?
To answer your question of whether they're a
Paul George,
contender, no. I mean, last year they lost in the first round. Blame Carmelo if you want. He's still on that payroll for 20 whatever million. He's a black hole. Steven Adams is currently a max contract. I mean, he's a worse version of like Clint Capella. Westbrook's a black hole at point guard. He's a great individual player, but championship level point guard, no. Paul George is a 20 to 30 level player in the NBA. Like borderline all-star.
Time out. No, hold on.
team
No,
not a
this is breaking news.
championship team. They came and beat
Lance
the Jazz in the
Stevenson.
first round.
Lance Stevenson has agreed to a deal with the Los Angeles Lakers,
What?
according to Shams.
Practice
I
is
love
gonna
it
be
now.
fun.
I love it now. I'm a big fan of alternative energy, and I know Lance can bring that wind turbine to LA. Wait, Lance and LeBron are on the same team.
Yeah,
now.
That's what I'm
Did you not
saying.
just get that?
Practice is gonna be fun.
Games are gonna be fun. Like, Showtime, Lance Stevenson.
You say memes are gonna be fun? I thought you said that because that's what I was gonna say.
Hey,
So we just
All
shipped
same.
all the Bruins out to Indiana, and now the core of that Pacers franchise is now just back in LA.
you should get TJ Leaf too.
You bring TJ Leaf in, bring Aaron Holiday in, bring them all.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
It's a
Paul George-
1 year, $4.5 million deal, by the way.
I think
Not
Paul
bad.
George, I like looking at that team and the luxury tax. Are they gonna compete? No, but I can see him liking OKC and playing with Westbrook. I saw it coming. Still, I don't know if they're contending. Other person me and Jake talked about a little bit before, Chris Paul re-signing with the Rockets, huge max. We mentioned it a little bit. The Rockets are still working on Capella. He's not a done deal. Trevor Ariza leaving to go to the Suns 1 year, $15 million makes you think that the Rockets were not able to offer him what he thought he deserved. I think the Rockets championship window is like a year or two now, and I don't know about their future.
It's tough. Capella is a guy they need, whether or not he's a max level guy. For that team, he is, and they need him because he's such a great fit alongside a 2-point guard lineup like the Rockets run.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of agree. Like their roster last year was so stacked. I mean,
It was
guys
perfect.
it was literally perfect roster. Morey could not have done a better job to try to assemble a roster to beat the Warriors, and they still couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
What does that say? I mean, about their window. So.
It says that the Warriors are the greatest team in the history of the NBA. That's what it says.
Exactly.
I think everyone's
still
window
think
is a lot smaller.
Chris Paul
as well.
doesn't get hurt those last 2 games. I think the Rockets win.
I mean, that's a fair point, but
That's
we'll
another
never
point to
know.
be made about Chris Paul, though. I mean, he's been struggling with a lot of injuries of late. And you sign that guy to this huge deal, you possibly strap them in the long term. It might be the cap on their ceiling, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You can't have your second best player / playing, arguably Chris Paul playing better in that series. You can't have him missing the most important 2 games of the series, you know?
Yeah.
Along with missing 24 games during the regular season.
I don't know how much y'all trust Stephen A. Smith, but Stephen A. Smith just reported league executives are telling him, don't be shocked if Kawhi Leonard sits out next season as well to go to Los Angeles.
I literally just said that. I said I would be surprised if Kawhi Leonard plays in San Antonio if he's there next year. I agree.
I don't envision San Antonio like holding him hostage there. That's not a good look for San Antonio.
Exactly, so that's why they have to trade him. It all makes sense. LeBron knows this. Kawhi the Lakers is a done deal. It's happening in the next week.
Yeah, Jess, that's probably Kawhi's camp leaking this to try to, drum up trade interest or make it harder on the Spurs. Because the Spurs have a lot of leverage now, but...
He also sat out most of last season when he could have played and when he was healthy.
Yeah, that was the
keep on doing it.
most dubious year, I feel like.
You want dubious? You want to know who I wanted LeBron to join? I feel like I never really got to say this. I really wanted LeBron to join the Warriors, and I know it couldn't have happened. But listen, that would be must-see television. Do you know what a privilege it would be to be able to tell our grandchildren that we were alive for the evolutionary peak of the sport of basketball? That team. That you would watch them every single night. You couldn't look away.
It would just be stupid, though.
I don't think they'd even try to their max potential because it'd be so easy. There's another team that they'd have to compete against. So that
they
you
would
could
be
see their
going
full
for 82-0. They would be going for 82-0.
I don't think the current NBA is stupid, even though the Warriors are clearly the best team. It's not at that level yet. It's not like, PSG playing in...
League 1.
Yeah. That team would just be stupid. There's no way around it.
I agree.
I don't know. I thought it would be interesting.
Take, Jake. It's one of your bad takes.
I think it would have been interesting.
Watching KD and LeBron play together would just be fun. I will say that.
You couldn't look away. I'd also wanted to see him even.
Make it happen in LA.
I'd like to see him go to the
My
Raptors,
next chapter.
too. My next chapter. Y'all need to stop giving KD a hard time for doing something that any other sane person would have done. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the KD slander. He doesn't deserve it. He never did.
Yeah, now I heard KD's putting on a Russia jersey after today, my next chapter. That should be a meme somewhere. Anyway, we'll take a pause for now and catch you after the break. And we're back. World Cup action, of course, taking place all week. Second week of action, followed by the knockout stages starting. And what a knockout stages it's been so far. Messi and Ronaldo out on the same day. The two people that the casual American sports fans have actually heard of, and maybe some of them Neymar. But two fantastic games, France topping Argentina. That second game, Portugal falling to a really strong Uruguay team. And then two games today that were honestly terrible. Both ending in PKs, though, which is arguably... Here's a question I was debating today. Which is better, PKs in hockey or PKs in soccer?
hockey,
Just in terms
probably,
of
because there's more
grandeur.
creativity and they can like they have a full skating start and they can I don't know.
So would you like it? Would you prefer it if we had running starts for PKs in soccer? Because if you
Well,
want that,
no.
there's some great YouTube footage of like the original MLS playoffs and how they did shootouts. You had to do a running start, and it's one of the most
Really?
ridiculous things you could see. I think they're both trash, to be honest. I don't think either.
Wow, that is a hot
I
take.
don't think either of them are a fair way to determine a winner of a match.
Is this hot off the press after that Spain upset? Or is this a well formulated
Well,
opinion?
I've said this for years now, but I'm also not someone who's played hockey or soccer, and I think it would also be a bit much of me to ask those soccer players to just keep going and keep going and keep going until you score a goal. And if you don't, that's too bad. You have to keep going. Like I understand that at some point, fine, you need penalty kicks, but it's disappointing. I don't think it's an accurate way. But if I have to pick one, I'll pick soccer because I think just from a spectator standpoint, it's a bigger deal.
That's
I
fair.
just think I think from that not all. I'll add a caveat to that soccer PKs. Not all PK shootouts are created equal. The World Cup, when you get a PK shootout, it's just the weight of the whole country on your shoulders. You see people in the stands who can't even watch. Croatia's coach was literally sitting on the bench and he had his hands on his face because he couldn't watch. He was just so nervous and so in the moment. The players score a goal, they freak out. The goalies have a crazy save, and I mean, credits to that second game, that PK shootout, man. Subasic and who's this guy on
Uh,
Denmark that the announcers
Casper
fell in love
Schmeichel,
with?
Casper
Schmeichel, yeah,
Schmeichel,
Leicester City's goalie, right?
continuing the legacy of his father Peter. What an
Hey, like
incredible
Schmeich,
shootout!
right?
Exactly. There you go.
Great tweet from Roger Sherman. But no, honestly, if you look around the World Cup, many of the favorites are already out, and we haven't even reached the end of the first round, the round of 16. So who should be the favorite moving forward? I got Belgium, England, France, Croatia. I don't know. Obviously, I'm forgetting Brazil when I say
Okay.
all that.
Okay.
Brazil's still in.
Okay.
But
I
when you
was
think of
hoping
the
that's what happened there.
when you think of the obvious four going into it, you have what, Brazil, Germany, Spain, Argentina already out.
I don't know if
Oh
Argentina was a
no 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 no
favorite
no no
going
no
in.
no no
Yeah,
no!
come on.
France
Well,
was a bigger favorite than
sorry,
Argentina.
sorry, I
Over
meant France
Belgium?
as the fourth.
I think Belgium's better than France. I think they
I
had more hype going into this cup than France did.
Belgium always has a lot of hype going
I mean,
into
yeah,
major
yeah.
tournaments. This is their golden generation. They always seem to flop. I'll tell you this: when
This
they're
is the year
playing
for
their
Belgium.
when they're playing their best, if you take every team playing their most optimal, their peak football, no one can beat France. But the problem is that's not what happens. Instead, Didier
Yeah.
Deschamps sits their best midfield. It's not great tactically from Deschamps when you have a team that's as attacking minded. And I think the only reason France, not the only reason, but I think part of the reason we saw France carve up Argentina was because Argentina have shown that they are incredibly vulnerable to a good carving or two throughout this qualifying and then the actual tournament. I think we're going to see a very different question, a very different battle, and a much stronger test of France's resolve when they face a very stingy and staunch Uruguay defense.
Let's hope Edison Cavani's hamstring's all right and good to go. Let me just say though, that Kylian Mbappe coming out party, oh my, he's our age, and how exciting is he going to be in the next several years to just watch his star grow? I mean, he's the next big thing, right? I think there's no way around
Pulisic?
it.
I think he's the current big thing. Pulisic,
Yeah,
please
honestly.
don't, please don't,
Hey.
please don't. I don't care.
No?
I don't care.
No?
I
Okay.
don't care. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. He lost to Trinidad and Tobago. I don't care.
You beat Steve
Yeah.
Nash and Horse.
That's great. I hear the Lakers are looking for some new players, and they're hiring for cheap.
Yeah, I would
no,
agree.
no.
Mbappe is currently the big thing. I watched their third game, France, and they subbed him in the 70th minute, and he's just instant offense, dancing around the ball. That full field sprint he had in the Argentina game, man. Uruguay, you're right. That's gonna be a fun game to watch, and I'm gonna be rooting against Luis Suarez in Uruguay because I hate Luis Suarez. Most punchable face in
Same.
soccer.
Same.
He's like the Grayson
Same. I'm
Allen
glad we're on
of
the same
soccer.
page here.
Yeah.
It's interesting, if we look back at the Monaco team that made the Champions League semifinals 2 years ago, that team ended up like churning out some serious stars. Subasic is obviously still on the team. Mbappe did so well; he got transferred to PSG. Bernardo Silva was incredible, and he's now out with Portugal. But that was a side that has really turned out to pan out a lot, and that was Mbappe's coming out party. And PSG poached him immediately,
he's going
and
to
I'm
Madrid,
glad
right?
that I'm just who knows, he can go wherever he wants to go at this point. The sky is the limit. It's so fun to watch a player like him really just roam free the way he did against Argentina.
They had nothing for him. That's some World Cup talk. Hey, another team I mentioned quickly. Watch out for England. They got a lot of young talent. I know I'm not saying anything shocking here. They can make a run
Is
at
it coming home? It's coming home. That's what they all say. It's coming home.
All right. Wrapping up with our last segment starting last week. Winners and losers from the previous week. Of course, this is the Geo Review. Reviewing everything from that previous week. So I'll start off with Andrew. Andrew, who's your winner and who's your loser from this week?
Alright, so my winner is super basic. I'm just going to go with Drake, right? Dropped Scorpion earlier in the week. Thought it was a good album. Obviously, Drake fans are everywhere. Jake is nowhere now to be found at all. He just left the whole... But anyway, I thought Scorpion was good. I think Drake's a great pop culture icon. From a pop culture standpoint, I think he's a winner. He drops a new album, gets a lot more attention. Yeah. Anyone
With his 90-minute album with 2 sides on it. I don't know. I didn't listen to it. I don't listen to Drake, I'll be honest. But, hey, his singles before the album even dropped qualified him for going platinum. I think we'll let Jake respond, though, because he clearly has something brewing here.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Now he's waiting.
Y'all will listen to his album. No, it's fine.
Wait,
It's good.
Jake is brewing?
We'll talk.
Who's your loser
Anyway,
from this week,
and then
Reggie?
my loser from this week is Epic Games, which, in case you didn't make the connection, are the creator of Fortnite.
Uh-huh.
Earlier in the week, there was this big finale to, I think, season 4
Wasn't it
of
yesterday?
Fortnite. I think it was yesterday. It was the big missile going off. And I don't know. I just think the whole storyline of Fortnite, I think the missile was stupid. And I just think you create a video game, it's fun. Don't try to mess with it too much. The missile didn't even do anything. Waste. Big loser, Epic Games.
Counterpoint. Isn't that how people get sick of video games over time, though? Gameplay can only get you so far.
Doesn't
Unless
anyone
it's
really
Super
follow
Smash
the
Bros.
storyline, though? I mean, it's great content for a bunch of Twitch streamers, but, like, they're another loser. Twitch streamers are just bad content creators. You just yell a bunch and try to be entertaining, and all of a sudden you get 100,000 views and a bunch
Millions
of
of
money donated.
dollars.
Isn't that how podcasts
Yes.
work?
Those are my losers for the week.
All right. Who's your winner, Jake? Previous week.
My winner's the city of Los Angeles, LeBron James, joining Ilya Kovalchuk. In the city of Los Angeles, Zlatan Ibrahimovic is already celebrating. The stars are aligning once more. La La Land is no longer a mere figment of the silver screen, but a true reality of our modern day. Our loser is Adonis. Because everyone likes his, his deadbeat dad or whatever. I don't know. You have enough time to make a B-side, but not enough time to... How do you have 2 sides to your album, but 1 visit with your child? In France. It's not hard to go to France. I'm sorry. He's not good. He's not talented enough to get away with that. It's fine. He has good bops now and then. One dance is a good song. I don't really care. He's a chameleon. There's no real integrity.
Hey, it's not like Drake
a
spending
rapper.
10 years rapping about how he wanted to be a better father than his dad, though, right?
I just don't
wait,
appreciate it. It's not even, it's not even Drake who I have a problem with. It's his fans who eat it up. How do you see right through? You can't see right through it. Drake makes music for one thing and one thing only, and that's the charts. He doesn't make it for you. He doesn't make it for himself. He makes it for the charts. It's transparent. It's a chameleon, and I don't appreciate it. Have some integrity as an artist and have some integrity as a father.
Hate Kanye all you want for whatever he may tweet, but the man has passion. It's your weekly Kanye love, I guess. Jake with a disgusted look on his face. Anyway, that's your winners and losers. My last question for you on this episode of the Geo Review. What's the first thing LeBron says when he meets LeVar Ball in person? Andrew, tell me.
Stay in your lane.
All right, Jake, what do you got? One sentence.
Welcome to my team.
All right. That's the sixth episode of the Geo Review. Guys got stuff to plug, as always.
I actually do this time. So, as always, my name is Andrew Fenichel. You can follow me on Twitter at Andrew_Fenichel. You can also follow my new YouTube channel that I started this summer. It's at Drew Fenny TV. Bunch of fun content on there, nothing too serious. Yeah.
Yeah,
At
no.
this point, I don't really.
Oh, no, you go.
No, I first of all, obviously, do everything Andrew told you to do. It's good content. I can endorse it. I don't know if I want to reveal my identity at this point. I came out more guns blazing at Drake than I intended to. I know the Drake stance can be kind of vicious. I don't want to be on a mixtape or anything. Like, I respect him. I like his
At least
music.
you
I
don't
listen to his
speak
music. I thought the
poorly
guy.
of Beyonce, the Bajancy might come after you.
They are no joke. They are no joke. You should see how they talk about Jay-Z. They still haven't forgiven him for what he did. It's horrendous. It's horrific. But if you're not gonna, I don't know, try and slander me or threaten to kill me, and if you do forgive me for my more spicy than I intended takes about Drake, follow me at Jake Liker on Twitter. And that's all I got.
That's a wrap. Hey, until next Sunday, and watch for this upcoming week. Pop culture never stops. Until next time.